Greetings, B Corp friends. I'm Raj Aggarwal, president of B Corporation Provoc and co-chair of the B Corp Climate Justice Task Force.
And I'm Dr. Ellonda Williams, Director of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion at BLab. We are so pleased to be able to share some insights about climate justice and the B Corp community's role in working towards it.
As you all know, accelerating climate change and ecological breakdown pose an existential threat to all life on Earth. Its impacts are felt in all countries all around the world and will impact each and every one of us, and is doing so at this very moment. If urgent action is not taken to meet the 1.5 degrees target mapped out in the Paris Climate Agreement, these effects will only worsen, especially for communities on the front lines who are already being and who will be impacted first and most significantly. At the current trajectory, it is estimated we will reach this limit as early as 2030. We need bold, courageous, and urgent leadership from all sectors and all levels of society more than ever.
We often talk about climate action and climate advocacy. We get trapped in the false notion that it's just about decarbonization. Climate change is affecting people on the planet in far-reaching ways. So what exactly is climate justice? Well, it links everything we are doing to address the climate emergency to human rights and development. It takes a human-centered approach. It targets climate action and advocacy to help the most vulnerable people. It remembers to ask whose stories are taught and told, whose suffering is recognized, whose dead are mourned. Historically marginalized groups are often left out of the climate change conversations. Black communities, the elderly, those in rural regions, veterans, systems impacted individuals, and those with differing physical and mental abilities are too often not considered. Indigenous communities and tribes are among the first to face the direct consequences of climate change due to their dependence upon and close relationship with the environment and its resources. Climate change exacerbates the difficulties already faced by Indigenous communities, including political economic marginalization, loss of land and resources, human rights violations, discrimination, and employment. And as a result, climate change poses threats and dangers to the survival of Indigenous communities worldwide, even though Indigenous people contribute the least to greenhouse emissions.
In pursuit of an inclusive, equitable, and regenerative economic system, the B Corp community and the B Corp Climate Collective stand firmly in solidarity with the Black, Indigenous, and other historically marginalized communities around the world, and affirm our commitment to center all climate action and advocacy in climate justice. Climate justice places people and equity at the center, recognizing those who are least responsible for climate change are more likely to suffer its gravest consequences.
As part of that commitment, in early 2020, the B Corp Climate Collective forged the Climate Justice Task Force. While early in this work, the task force is focused on integrating JEDI, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, awareness, and climate justice literacy throughout the work of the B Corp Climate Collective, BLab, Sistema B, and the global B Corp community. I'm happy to share that the B Corp Climate Collective, in collaboration with Provoc, BLab Global, and the Skoll Center at Oxford University, and numerous climate justice experts, to develop a climate justice playbook for business, to be released in late 2020. Stay tuned for more information.
Thank you, Ellonda. We're on a learning journey individually and in community. And I really want to thank Ellonda for being on the journey with me. She's made a tremendous impact. And we invite you to join us. But where do you go from here? First, educate yourself. There are great resources out there, including on the B Corp Climate Collective website at bcorpclimatecollective.org. Join the collective and reach out to us directly at climate@bcorporation.net with your thoughts and commitments. And thank you so much for listening to us today.